In the late 80s and the early 90s, at the height of what's called the Holocaust years, oftentimes primary care physicians, when they would diagnose an individual as HIV positive, more often than not, they were pretty much told to get their affairs in order.
I was 35 years old when I was diagnosed with HIV. And I mean, I was told, you know, to get your affairs in order. You know, there isn't anything that we can do for you at this time.
I was diagnosed in '87, and I remember Dr. Cohen said to me at the time, he said, I don't know what to tell you. He says, because I have people come in here that will look as healthy as you do, and they die in 6 months. And I have other people that come in and look as healthy as you do, and they're fine. So of course, I was in a state of shock that I was positive and everything else in the first place. So all I heard was that I had 6 months to live.
I was first diagnosed. I was right in the middle of the RPN course, and I was told that I wouldn't live to 40.
I had to, you know, make plans with, you know, my family and let them know, like this is the situation. You know, would you guys be willing to take the kids if something happens to me?
From when I was 16, 17, there's only 3 of us left. I do an inventory every once in a while, and I'm afraid to reach out and say, call so-and-so, oh, he passed. I don't want to hear no more. I'm tired. So there's been a lot. Like I'm going way, way back, you know, when it first became an epidemic.
Initially, people are afraid. They think it's like, once I have HIV, I'm going to die. There's no hope. They're very hopeless. But with the advent of medication, that seemed to give people hope.
Treatments and evolvements of treatments, to simplification of treatments, to you know, side effects being less common and people who don't tolerate them. Just science breakthroughs in HIV have been enormous, and that's allowed people to live almost normal lifespans.
We were the guinea pigs. We were the test crash dummies who ate experimental medication, who, you know, we did the things that needed to be done so that people are on a 1-a-day medication. Thanks, you achieved some remarkable things, right? But you're on your own. And besides, you've already proven to us you can handle anything, right? Look at everything you've done. Well, I'm here to tell you, right, there's still a lot to change.
I know people that don't have transportation, they don't have cars, they don't have money to do anything. I mean, they basically can pay their rent and put some food on the table, and that's about it, you know. I'm really struggling right now. I'm barely making it.
One Christmas, I think Jordan was in grade 9, and he came home. It was like the beginning of January, and it was supper time, and everybody was busy talking about what was going on, and he was all excited to tell us that he was part of a group that was going to sponsor a poor family for Christmas to make sure they had a good Christmas. And I said to Jordan, wow, that's amazing. How do we get on that list? And he said to me, what are you talking about, Dad? We're not poor. And it was so unbelievable, right? And he couldn't fathom it. Right? And I mean, here I was trying to scratch out a living on disability, and my kid didn't know we were poor.
It's new territory. No one ever thought you'd see an aging BHA. It wasn't something that was in the realm of possibility.
Early treatment is very important, and what we know, what we're learning, is that the earlier people go on treatment, the less likely they're going to develop other complications down the way. In working with people who are living now, that are living with HIV into their old age, we know that those people, we have to be very much aware of those people who come with them or in a situation and have had histories of being on drugs that had incredible side effects, that had toxicities, that were very complex. Because what happens in HIV is that it can have an incredible impact on the body. So it means that, development of cardiovascular disease happens earlier. Cancers might happen earlier. But what we're learning about early treatment is that the earlier people go on, the less likely those things are going to be as prominent.
The magic to life is helping people. And in helping people, it lightens your load, makes you feel good about who you are as an individual.
I love to be with women, especially those that are newly diagnosed. I want to be around them and be able to be supportive and help them in any way I can. I mean, help them in regards to treatment, if they need any information, if they need resources, if they've been a victim of violence, rape, whatever the situation may be. I know where I can get help for them, and I know where the resources are to help these women.
So hopefully if you can find a way to organize a sort of educational forum whereby people can get to know that, yes, even though we're different, but we still have common approach to situation.
Working in healthcare really helped me take care of myself a lot better. Things that I needed to do, things that I needed to keep track of. And everything I learned, I shared. I wanted to give back and help other people.
HIV can happen to anyone, and at the same time to let them know that they will need the support of family and friends around.
I draw so much strength from my kids, my partner. They're all reasons to want to live, right? To want to go on. We've been able to laugh at ourselves, laugh at each other, and try to find the humor in things, right? My HIV gave me something to throw that part of me into.
Proud of myself. The things I've accomplished. Taking care of people that I've met and people that I've dealt with and people that I've worked with that I've taken care of, and the lifelong friendships that I have made.
As funny as it sounds, it's been a blessing. I wouldn't have met a lot of people that I've met who are just wonderful, wonderful people who've inspired work that I'm doing for all the good reasons.
If you've been diagnosed with something, that other people have been dying from, and you know that, you don't know what's coming around the corner. I mean, no one ever dreamt in '87 that there'd be medications that they were in '97. And as horrible as they were and with the side effects they saved my life and a lot of other lives.
The healthcare system is changing to be much more patient-centered. And HIV has done it. It's shown how you can have a patient-centered system and it works and it listens. I'm excited about those opportunities going forward, but it is going to mean that people are going to have to stop doing things that they've been doing. And that's not really what people like to do. People are like familiar things. We can end the epidemic in Canada. We actually have the resources, we have the knowledge, we have the capabilities. It's just a matter of where is the will there.
Prepare. Be wise. Listen to the people that have come before you, because they're the knowledge keepers. They have the tools for you to be successful living with HIV and aging.